So we're going to jump into some stories, and we're going to talk and just have some time to just hang out and just unravel everything. This hits close to home because my brother was in the Marines, so these stories are going to impact me a certain way, and I just want you guys to just hear it, and we'll just have a good time. So Jeff, you want to start it off? 20 years in the service. Give him a round of applause. If you're home, give him a round of applause. 20 years, and we're going to start off with him. He's the vet, so we're going to start off with him.
All right, so this is year 2011, and I was on a combined patrol with the Afghan police, and we got a mission to basically clear out a compound house that supposedly had Taliban and some IED making materials and stuff. And I had a bad feeling about it, but we went anyways because we were told to. So we went there, got security set up. Myself, I had a couple MPs with me, U.S. Army MPs, and I had some Afghan police. So we went in there, looked in the house right away. I said, don't walk in the house, and they called it up. And as I was watching the Afghan police, they're walking back towards the back of the compound. There's a hole in the wall, and they're walking through there, and they're just staring at something. Like, what are they staring at? So I told the two young guys, hey, stay right here, we'll check it out. So I followed the exact footsteps, figured, nothing happened. Maybe I'll get lucky, maybe I won't. But so I followed the tracks. As I approached the wall, there's this little wire sticking out of the ground. And I just froze right there. I looked at it, I said, I probably should turn back. But at the time, what I didn't know, I was already standing on a pressure plate IED. So when I went to turn around, I actually pivoted on my right foot. I didn't pick it up. For some reason, I pivoted that day. When I pivoted, then I started pushing off. That's when it went off. So I'm thinking, like, if I didn't pivot that day, it could have been different. So if I wasn't walking away from it, I wasn't right over the blast, I was walking away from the blast. So yeah, I still got messed up. So I got thrown in the air, and I was still kind of confused. I thought maybe RPG came in or something, and I heard some gunfire. And so at this point, my vest came over my face. I pulled down my left arm. Naturally, my right arm was messed up. Didn't know at the time. I pulled down the vest, my left arm. I tried getting up. I was like, why can't I get up? And that's when I looked down, and I'm above knee now, but back then when I got messed up, it was originally down below knee. I looked down, all I seen was bone, blood. I looked at it, and I didn't panic. I just looked up, and I said, God, not today, because I told my kids I was coming home. I promised them I'd come home alive. And I actually thought about today's prosthetics. Don't ask me why I thought about it at that moment, but I did. So I was really calm. They dragged me to a secure location, and they got me medevac. And I went through many surgeries before I got back to the States, and I made it back to Walter Reed about 5 days later. And finally came out of an induced coma, and that's when I realized that my arm was messed up. And my left leg was totally fractured, shattered. I got a rod from here down. I got all kinds of stuff. I had all kinds of internal injuries that happened. But I was actually lucky to be alive. I was lucky to have only missing one limb because I should have been triple amputee easily. They saved my right arm. And I got a little range of motion. I can't feel half my hand, but it's there, And they saved my left leg. So I'm very glad to be alive and be here and do what I'm doing today.
Yeah, talk about the transition into softball. Where did that start? Where did your love for softball? If you guys seen anything, I'm going to show a few clips of him swinging. He has an amazing swing. He was just talking about how you can't feel half, and I would have never known that if he hadn't just said it right now, because he's hitting line drives all over the park, backside, pull side, all over. Just, he's just doing his things. Nice. Oh, do it. So, but talk to me about that, the connection between softball and the love of softball, and then tell me about what you do now as far as like helping other veterans, inspiring others. You've inspired me, and I'm sure you're inspiring many are watching right now. So just talk about that.
All right, so the first time I ever played softball was back in '95. I played on our battalion team back in the Army, and we were pretty good. So that's the first time I played softball. And then I liked it, but after that, kind of stuff got kicked off, or I getting deployed all the time. Once kind of 9/11 came, and so I kind of stayed out of it for a while. But it was funny because when I got messed up, I was in the hospital. You know, and Brent can back me up on this. They try to push all the sports on me. So I was the guy at that point was determined to go home and do stuff. I would do it home first, then I'd concentrate on sports. But once I wrapped that up back home, I tell you what, I say, you know what, it's time to do something. So I mean, I gained some weight. I was up to 295 pounds.
No way.
Yes. And what it wasn't. I went through depression. It wasn't because of my injuries. Being in the military so long, I missed it. And all the medication I was on, I was eating all kinds of stupid stuff, and I just gained weight. And how I figured it out, I was going for pictures from Walt Disney World. I was with my daughter. I'm like going through pictures, like, who's that guy? I was like, oh, that's me. And it woke me up. So it was about 6 months before I found out about the team, and I actually lost about 50 pounds. My first spring training, I was down to 245. And it wasn't me. I was always been. I mean, I got in the Army at 174, and I maintained that weight pretty much all the way through. And but when I got that big, I was like, no way, man. So this team, brought me back to, it helped me gain confidence in myself. And then after I got my confidence back, I love going out there, I love inspiring other people, And it doesn't matter what your injury is. You go out there, hey, no matter what your limitation is, don't let anything stop you. You can do it, no matter what. So I kept going, and I even volunteer at the Syracuse VA to help others who might go through an amputation, or after an amputation, I do that stuff, and I love doing it. I think
kind of like serve as a peer support.
Coach, peer
kind of thing.
mentor. You got it. People need you out there. A lot of people, it's all in their head. So I think if you get out there and you start talking to them and stuff, they kind of wake up, kind of like, okay, so you're saying I see you do it, I mean, I can do it.
Puts things in.
Yeah, you get them to believe in themselves. That's the biggest thing is get them to believe. So, but I've been, losing a lot of weight and getting back to where I used to be. So it's been a really great honor to be on this team and helping others while we travel the country and raise money for our kids camp.
Talk about the kids camp.
Every year we have a kids camp, bringing in kids from 8 to 12 years old. These kids are born with some physical disabilities, or they were accidents, rehabilitation through accidents and stuff. And we bring them in, do about a week-long camp. It's not, we do a lot of softball, but what's great about it is these kids come in. A lot of them come in covered up. They're all bashful. They come from somewhere they could be the only kid, from that area.
Right.
They could get picked on. So here they come with 19, 20 kids, them 19 other kids, and they see the players, So at this point, all the volunteers, they're the ones out of place. These kids start seeing them, they start opening up, they start taking their stuff off.
Amazing.
And then they open up and we do softball in the morning and go out and have some fun during the day. And they go home and do some great stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good stories about these kids that go back and go on great things too. Brent knows about that. So.
All right. Amazing. We're going to get into that, but I just want to say, I've met both of these guys, and they have amazing positive vibes. And the things that you're hearing right now, they don't hold that on. They're real cheerful, positive, and I would have not known any of this hadn't they just told me right now, because they don't go saying, hey, I'm a victim. Everything's you know what, I move past that and I can help someone else. I can inspire a kid. I can inspire you. It's just been phenomenal. So I just wanted to say that to compliment you guys on, your path and how you're enlightening me, enlightening others, especially people who are watching it right now. So now we're going to flip it over to Brent. Brent, tell me about your story. I know we were just going over it right now.
Right.
Tell me about your story.
Yeah, so I'm Staff Sergeant Brent Nadjadi. I served 5 years in the U.S. Army.
Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
Well,
thank you for your service. Thank you.
Going against his 20 years, I have a little tough act to follow. But no, I was born and raised right here in New York. Went to school, went to college right after high school. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Knew I wasn't very good at school, but I gave it a go anyway. Did about a year of that, played some baseball in college, and then I was like, I got to start making money. And the military was right there. I had a twin brother that was already serving. So the transition for me was almost like it was inevitable for me to go into service. I just didn't know when. So in 2008, I joined the military as a combat engineer and was stationed at Fort Bragg after I did jump school. So I got to Fort Bragg. Everything was great. Came down, we got a battalion formation. the battalion commander said, hey, we got orders to send you guys to Afghanistan. And we thought we were going to do like some engineering stuff, maybe do some runway repairs and stuff like that. Well, to much of our surprise, we were tasked with doing route clearance operations in the eastern side of Afghanistan. So our sole purpose is clear routes of bombs for coalition forces so they can safely maneuver throughout the country. So we got to Afghanistan in end of 2009. And it was winter time, so we really couldn't, it's hard to find bombs on the road when there's snow or anything. So the first few months were pretty slow. And then what we call, once spring hit, what we call fighting season, the Taliban forces really wake up, and that's when it really just starts kicking off. So I just got to speed that up a little bit. In September of 2010, after 8 months of clearing routes, they sent me back home for R&R, get a little rest and relaxation and refit, and then go back over. A newly pinned E5, first mission out after R&R, we roll over command wire IED. Initially, my thoughts were, this is a new me, right? I look down, try to stand up, and there's nothing there. The limbs were still there, but everything was shattered within it, and I couldn't move. So I remember my platoon sergeant coming down from the top of the vehicle and just picking me up like a loaf of bread and setting me on the side of the vehicle there. And that's when our journey really started. I mean, I thought I had a good grasp of what life was before the injury, and I really had it all backwards. So when I got injured, I got sent to Walter Reed Medical Hospital. I met with a major who was already above me, amputee, because people could tell that I was kind of down, a little out of my element. I think it's natural when you go from 100 miles an hour back to zero real quick. So I was kind of like down on my luck, and I was like, geez, now what? Now what does life have for me? And a major came over to me, Major Craig, and he's like, listen, I wish I could tell you this is going to be a great ride and it's going to be a good journey, but you got to understand that these are the cards you dealt. You have to make the most of it. And right then is when I really think I turned the switch, and I really started trying to be more positive, put things in different perspective, and really just challenging myself, better myself, not only as a soldier, but as a husband, and just an overall person. So,
I want to say something on that. Nowadays, most people don't have that philosophy on life, like as far as the mental toughness that he's just talking about right now. Everyone's like making excuses or playing the victim, and it's like he changed his mindset. He realized that, like this was the cards that were dealt, and now let's move forward. And I think that's a strong, powerful message, because I think kids nowadays also need to hear things like that. I hear so many stories of kids and parents like running from obstacles, or always making excuses and things like that. And so I just wanted to stop there. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to say that because that just popped in my head. But you guys could say it better than me. And that's something that someone's going to take away that message. And I think that's with both of you guys, that sums it up. It's like you guys are saying, hey, here's the cards that's dealt, and I'm going to make the most of it, and you guys have. And now, you're going about your life. So continue, sorry, just continue.
To that point, you leave your sympathy at the door, because most of us, we don't want that. We just want to show that you can still do a lot of things. So I'll fast forward a little bit. We talked a little bit about your brother earlier, and we talked about the transition from active duty, from the combat zone, back to the civilian sector. And I can tell you, I was one of those guys that struggled with it. I didn't feel right. Like, I tried working in the corporate world. That was completely backwards to what I was really envisioning in the civilian life. And then in 2014, I was working at my local VA, and I got a call from the executive director then of the softball team, when we were the Amputee Softball Team back then. And because I was, when you get a phone call like that, as a sports guy, I was like, man, because I knew nothing about the kids camp or anything, what we do for kids. I just thought it was like a traveling softball team, that travels the country, tries to inspire, and educate people on win loss and the benefits of really challenging yourself. So I did my first event in Souderton, Pennsylvania, and I'll never forget it. Here I was, 5'7", overweight, just kind of let myself go a little bit there, trying to find my way. And don't get me wrong, I had a great support system along the way that really pushed me through it too. But here I was, I showed up in Souderton, didn't know what to expect. It's been years since I played softball, especially competitively. But the guys, and I knew it was a nice fit for me because the camaraderie, the brotherhood, what people have stood for, what I've been yearning for over the last few years before that was all right there in front of me. So when I first joined the team, I didn't feel like I was an outsider. I felt like this is where I belong. These are people I can relate to, I can share stories with, I can trust, and now we can build it. So that's really where my journey started with the team. And I think we still have that same mentality today, but it's even stronger. Because now we're in year, our team started in 2011. So now we're in year 8 or 9 of it. A lot of the same guys, spending a lot of weekends together. And it's really just, it's built, it started out as like friends. Now it's true brotherhood. And we're all here for each other. So that was the kind of neat aspect of it all. Kind of bring it all in perspective there. So.
It's like, Isabella. You have to watch her grow up. Since she's a baby. There she is walking years later. And you get to watch her grow up, and that's special for us.
It's almost like 10 weekends a year we see Isabella, and she just, as she says, she likes to hang out with the boys, and it's really cool. Because for me, I don't experience that back here in the civilian sector. It's just not there. And I got like I said, I got a really good support network. My brother's always there. Like I said, he served 6.5. He's a grunt. But outside of that, I'm the only amputee in my VA that's my age. So that's why I made it. Like that trip up here, I wouldn't want to come out and practice with anybody else besides Jeff or somebody on the team, because we both know, being in the same amputee life, we both know, what bothers some people to relate to it. So that's the hidden blessing.
What do you guys teach the younger kids at the kids camp? Like, what's the message that you guys are sharing to them? I noticed that, from our conversations, you guys aren't playing the victim card. That's the biggest thing. From the first moment I came in, we're here at the Smasher Sports Easton facility, and I walked in and I was like, hey, they were talking to me about the L screen. You guys know when you're pitching the L screen. I was like, hey, I'll run over there and get it. And he's like, no, I got it. And that right there was like a moment, it dawned on me. I was like, oh crap. Yeah, and I wasn't trying to like make him feel like a certain type of way or anything, but I knew like from that moment what type of person he was. It's like, you know what? I don't need like to be that, I'm not that victim, it's like I can do it, and that's a strong message. So as far as like the young kids, what are you sharing with them? Are you sharing that mentality of life? I'm sure both you guys are, but like what else are you guys sharing?
We're just trying to teach them that, given that they had no control of their circumstances and they are different. We want to show them that there is hope, and that if they really put their mind to something, you can control a lot of things in their life. And I think with us serving as mentors, and to Jeff's point, you can watch these kids come in on a Monday, first practice, completely shy, just shut down. And by Wednesday or Thursday, they're running around playing with the kids, and it's so cool to watch. It's very humbling to watch. Definitely is. To watch these kids grow in just a week's time, to take that confidence back home, to know that they're only as different as they want to let themselves be, and they still have the same opportunities that everybody else does. And that's really what we try to spread. And like Jeff said, we put on softball, teaching the game. We also, and it's good for the parents too. The parents come out. The parents can talk to other parents that had children with amputations. So that's kind of nice. It's like it's a win-win, right? But these kids, I mean, we followed them for 6, 7 years after our first camp, and they've grown up to be very talented and very motivating people in their own life. You know, and now they're spreading messages. And now they're living a good life and trying to give back. So I think looking at it from the big picture, I think that's the whole mentality of it all. Is we just want to build a foundation for these kids to succeed and not feel like they're good at it. So I'm not happy with that.
The way I look at it is, you know, get them to open up, you know, and like Brent was saying, they go back, and now they're saying the message to everybody else. Hey, nothing can stop me. Look at me. I can do whatever I want. Nothing can stop me. So, and that spreads like wildfire. You know, it's that great message out there. You know, it doesn't matter what limitation you have, whether you're amputated or not. You know, get these young kids going back and doing stuff like that. I think it's awesome. It really is.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. I want to talk about the USA Patriots. How did you guys get on that team? By the way, that's America's Amputee Softball Team. I just wanted to clarify on that. If you guys were unclear what the USA Patriots is. So talk about the USA Patriots, talk about Easton, talk about Smashes Sports, talk about all that and how they have joined the family and we're all on this movement together.
Yeah, so the USA Patriots, like I said earlier, started in 2011 as really, in my perception, really just for young amputees, new amputees, fresh, new amputees to get together and try to enjoy it in a competitive sport again. And it's really built, year after year, it's building. And now we're a traveling team. We play anywhere from 13 to 25 events a year, hold 2 kids camps throughout the year. But for my journey, like I said, I got started in, so me and Jeff actually started the same year. I did one of them before. But we were on our first spring training in Lakeland, Florida, which they take good care of us. You ever get down to Hackett County, Lakeland?
I played against the Tigers.
There you go. I tell you, we go down there for spring training every year. Oh, what a blessing. You know, and it gives you that big league feel, but it's also a community that really cares. So it's kind of cool. So, yeah, like I said, me and Jeff pretty much joined the same spring training. We were both green. We were like, what do we do? And, you know, it's like that new guy standing together. Like, oh, man. It's like first day of high school. But, yeah, so we started that in, what, 2015? 16, yeah, 16. So we did that, and we didn't really know what to think. I mean, we were just there for the ride, and tried to pick up on what the veteran players were doing, what kind of messages they were sending, and tried to learn the organization, which is a lot to take in a brief 4-day period, because that's all it was back then, was 4 days for spring training. And then after that, I mean, geez, we went on every event it seemed for 3+ years.
Plus, they want you have to earn your name for your jersey. So.
Oh, really?
A little pressure there, you know? Yeah.
You got a little haze
You
going
got to
on
get out there and
there?
look good and stuff, yeah. You know.
Yeah, so what it is, like back when we started, you had to make at least 5 events per year for your first year. We both did way better than that, but yeah, there's that little mentality like I'm back as a private, now I got to prove myself again. I got to do the right thing on and off the field. And yeah, so our first year we spent together, we were those guys with a number on the back and no name. People always like, what? You got a name on your back? I'm like, you know, it's a long story. We're still rooks right here.
Rookie.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was pretty cool.
It was. I mean, it gives you motivation too.
Yeah.
Right. Do your best.
We had that in baseball as well. Like, you know, when you're a rookie, you have to hold the purse or hold different things. So I did that. Or we had to be on the back of the bus, or we had to be like, we had to wait till all the veterans. I remember St. Louis Cardinals were flying from, I was on the St. Louis Cardinals at the time, my rookie year. We're flying from St. Louis to Milwaukee, and it's like my first road trip. So I'm super excited, I'm pumped, and I'm getting ready to go on the plane, and the veterans is like, nah, you rookies, you wait until all the veterans get on first, and then you can get on. So that was the rude awakening. I had played for 20 years trying to earn my name, and I'm still being a rookie at that. But that's the mentality. You got to earn everything, and You know, that's pretty cool.
With Smash and Easton as they are our sole sponsorships now. I mean, first of all, hats off to them because they are really first class when it comes to taking care of us and you know, just helping us really build our mission and get it out there like what we're doing right here. I mean, we've been sponsored before. Mikan, we're one of our sponsors. Louisville Slugger, great organization. Don't get me wrong, but I idolize how hands-on Smash and Easton have been on both sides. Make sure we have the best gear, most protective gear. And they really take a lot of that stress off us, you know, getting to events. And it's something that it never never dawned on me, like how good we really have it now. Because these organizations will really go out of their way to make sure we're taken care of, and it's pretty humbling.
Let's talk about your events this year. What dates do you guys have? You know, what things you guys have coming up? Let's talk about a little bit more about that.
Well, yeah. This year we kind of drew back on the events a little bit, only because some of the events we're going to are longer stays. Our 2020 campaign kicks off next month, going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've been there a couple times as a team. It's a U-Trip tournament, so me being from up here in New York, I don't play a whole lot of U-Trip. So it's a different perspective. Ball gets on you a little faster, but right after that, we really start like from June till September. It's just kind of non-stop. We got stops, and I'll send you our schedule so you can put it up on.
Yeah, send
but it just goes non-stop. We're going stops to Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh wow!
That's like I said, that's a 6-day trip, if not more.
Wow.
We got one of our guys on our team is Colonel Ben Mitchell. He's from the Virgin Islands, so he wants to take us back down there this year. So that's in November. We have a couple Florida trips, a couple Ohio trips in there. But yeah, they're just longer stays. Baxter, Virginia's another 5-6 days at the tournament.
Made himself feel hot.
And then you can't forget about McQuaid's tournament up this night.
Oh, okay.
One of the biggest softball tournaments. I think it is the biggest softball tournament in the country. Which I'm proud to say that we won our division last year. So, so special shout out to the guys there. But yeah, and that falls on my birthday, so it's like a win-win. You know, you get to have great softball, great atmosphere, and it's your birthday. So we're really excited about this campaign. We really want to reach as many people as we can this year, and I think with the dynamic cross-country kind of stuff that we have going on, we'll really be able to spread a message. And then helping you guys and Smash the Sports and yourself, we can really try to build this awareness up in the
I noticed you guys do speaking engagements. You guys speak at businesses, speak at elementary, middle school, and high schools. You guys do speaking engagements all over the country. Where could they go to contact you? Maybe even if they want to follow you or you know, get in touch with you. Where could they go to get that information?
So I mean, we're our email. So the easiest way to get a hold of us is go to our Facebook page. Our executive director's contact is Desiree Ellison. All of our information is there. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're starting up our own YouTube channel.
Well, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your service. Let me ask you one little thing before we get out of here. What message would you give to the softball community or baseball or young baseball players or parents? Give them a message. Take them home. What would you say to them? You know, a message that you would share with them.
Well, for me, I mean, the motto that I kind of go by is stay humble and keep grinding. I mean, that's how I attack each day. Is I wake up blessed that I'm there, and like I said earlier, just don't shy away from obstacles because that's just going to make you stronger.
Amazing.
And you know what they say? They say play hard and train harder. You get out there, you know, train as hard as you can. And if you're like an obstacle, you know, if you're weak at something, hey, don't give up on it. Just keep doing it, and you'll get it eventually. I mean, it'll work out if you're good at it. So,
thank you guys, and we're signing out.